Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another episode of the Andy's Man Club Mersey Blue podcast, brought to you live from the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey. So today we are going to do a quick roundup of the pre-season games at Accrington and at Blackburn, and also touch upon a couple of other things like what's happening in the transfer market, and one of our guests this evening is Origin Story. So I'm going to start off and welcome you, as always, Carl, my co-host. How are you, lad?
Oh, great. Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me on again.
You are more than welcome, my friend. And our debutant this evening, Mark, hailing from the grand state of Michigan, home of the awesome Wolverines, making his debut tonight. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. It's great to be here. I've been looking forward to this all summer. I appreciate you having me. I hope I can contribute.
Mate, you will. I'm sure your input, more so from a stateside point of view, is going to be great, and we will touch upon that later. Okay, so let's go straight into it then, boys. The transfers, or the lack of, up to now, we've done what we've done. We've re-signed Garner, we've re-signed Michael Keane, Jared Branthwaite has signed a new extension, I think it's a 5-year deal. We've signed Thierry Barry for £27 million, I think €30 million. And, of course, the other day, Mark Travers, the goalkeeper, who made his debut yesterday for £4 million. How are we feeling? Let's start with you, Mark.
You forgot one?
Who?
Alcaraz.
Oh, Alcaraz, the man who had the option to loan to sign. Are we? Should we play for 10 games or not? Yeah, that one. Yeah, I apologise. Charlie Alcaraz. Go on, Mark, what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking that we're doing good business so far. I know we haven't been terribly aggressive, but I kind of feel like the people that needed to leave, for the most part, left. I have to make an admission. I was never one of those people that wanted to run Michael Keane out of town. I kind of think that there's a spot for him somewhere, just not in a defensive role. I think Travers will do the job of backing up Pickford for a $4 million transfer. I think that's a bit of good business. What Barry brings to the table, I think, remains to be seen. I haven't seen a lot of film. I know he's a big guy, 6'5", you know. So you put him next to 6'4" Beto and I think 6'3" Tarkowski. I mean, and then you got Branthwaite and O'Brien. I think we're going to win a lot of aerial battles.
I think from what I heard with Barry, he's one of the top headers, getters in Europe, I think. He's certainly one of the best in Europe at winning headers.
I saw him play a couple of games for the under-21 France national side, and what impressed me most about him, I said to Carl off air a couple of weeks ago, was something we haven't got. And the kid runs onto the goal. He's like a fox in a box. He's ready for like a rebound, and we don't have that. Beto, bless him, and I love Beto, you know what I mean? Beto will kind of run at people, not know what he's going to do. Defenders don't know what he's going to do because he hasn't got a clue himself, to be fair. God love him. But I think with Barry, he is going to offer that. Like you said there, Mark, he's got the height. He is, like you said, Carl, he's good in the air. Set pieces are going to be a bonus. And just that presence around the 6-yard area. I'm really excited for him, though he is, admittedly, a raw talent.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, at 22 years old, he's going to be, and we're not going to attract the higher echelons. We're not City, you know what I mean? We're in that gap below that, so we want to get the young players, the likes of him. I mean, the likes of other players that we have been linked with are all quite young, most of them. But I am really impressed. What I am really impressed with is the fact that a lot of the players that we're linked with are all, it's like a level up from what we've been linked with in the past. You know, the likes of David Luiz and stuff, and even Bakayoko before he went to Leipzig. And, you know, players like that, we haven't been linked with that calibre of player before.
Well, this is because of the Freakins, isn't it, and the new stadium and the more positive outlook, which I know we have, and I'm sure all Blues listening to this will have as well. It is nice. I mean, it's frustrating because we're not getting these players over the line. However, like you say there, Carl, it is nice to be linked with these bigger names, these top talents, like around Europe, isn't it?
We're going to get into the top 8, which is where we want to be. Even Conference League, 8, 9, whatever it's going to be, the way it worked out last year and such. Then we're going to need better players, because otherwise we'll end up being where we are.
So jumping on that then, just changing direction a wee bit, where do you think putting the pre-season result aside, because it's a fitness exercise in my opinion, and where do you think, Carl, we're going to finish, and what would be a decent season for you?
9th to 10th.
Okay.
I think we might finish 10th, but I'd like us to try and if we're that close, try and push for 8th or 9th. I don't expect us to get in the top 6. We're not going to have a Forest season, but if we can improve that much, then that'll be a big bonus.
What about you, Mark? What's a good season for you?
I want to change the narrative entirely. I want to go back to the 50s and the 60s when we were kings of the Merseyside, so that we don't have to say things like, it's the exception to the rule that we are linked with such and such a player. I want the top talent in Europe to be coming to our team, and I kind of feel like with the new stadium and Moisey firing on all cylinders, and this just the energy that's coming out, and then the owners, which is the biggest X and O's factor, that I think we can do that. For me, I will not settle for anything less than 10, only because if you set the bar too low, then then you're going to end up with low results. But I honestly feel like we can finish between 7 and 9, bearing one factor. There's a lot of players that are going to participate in the African
Cup of Nations.
Yeah, and so we're going to be missing Ndai. We're going to be missing
Ghana.
Those are two key pieces. I think Ndai is probably our best offensive weapon to date, for now.
He is a little magician, isn't he?
He really is.
Yeah. So for me, I'm going to make it a perfect 3 for 3. I want to see 10th place or higher if we can. I'd like a good cup run. I'm talking at least the quarters. And do you know what I'd really like? I said to Carl the other night at a match that we went to, football game we went to. We were having a natter on the way home, and I said, I'd like the League Cup. I want a piece of silverware. It's been way too long, hasn't it?
100%.
It really has. So I'm going to chuck this one over to you, Carl. I do this to him every time, Mark. I always throw him a curveball he's not used to, just for fun. So going back to transfers then. Who do we need, Carl? I mean, I know we need all the usual, we need a striker, we need cover a full-back, we need the central midfielders, but who are you thinking? What about the kid from City?
We need 2 right wingers.
Yeah.
I'd take him 100%. I'd like to get the guy, West Bromwich Fellows.
Yes.
I think he's a good crosser of a ball.
Yeah, Tom Fellows.
Yeah. And if we can't get McAtee, get someone like Kubo. Is he exactly that I think he's at? You get Kubo and Fellows for 35 million.
Yeah.
And 35 million for a winger now. For one winger.
That's good business, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It really is. What about you, Mark?
I'd say I would agree with Carl. The holes on the right side, I think Dwight McNeil, as much as I like him as a person, he's a squad player, and he's also left-footed. So if you're going to put Ndai on the far left side and Alcaraz in the middle, I think we need a winger with a ton of pace and a strong right foot to play on that side. And we've been kind of filling it in with piecemeal. Although yesterday I thought Nathan Patterson played great over there.
It's good to see Pato back, isn't it?
Yeah, he nutmegged a guy in the second half on the way to the hole. Ultimately stopped, but a fantastic 30 seconds on him. He played quite well.
Do you not think his time's up though? Because I think a lot of people have already given up on him and say we need a right back. I know we need a left back more for me, but everybody's here saying we need a right back.
I think he can do a job. I really do. I think we've given up on him too early. He's the kind of right back that he's young, he can bomb on. But it's an awful lot of problem with Everton. It seems to be like that last problem in the final third, doesn't it? That last ball, the final ball or whatever. But I mean, at the minute, we're jumping back on something Mark said earlier about Michael Keane. I wasn't, pardon the pun, that keen on him coming back, but I do see the common sense in that. And I think if we applied the same kind of idea maybe to having Pato, a fit Pato, who's going to have a run in the side, I don't think it's a bad a bad thing to save ourselves, say, 20 million on like a right back. Would I like that new £20 million right back? Of course I would. Of course I would. But I do think it's circles into square holes. Do you know, like, there's so much stuff to do for, like, Moisey, for Kinnear, for, like, the whole backroom team to get done, like, in one window. But, I mean, could we not give the kid a chance? Maybe have a look at, you know, like, see if he starts for, say, 3 games in the States and then maybe possibly starting, like, the final game against, like, AS Roma. Or am I going too far forward, Carl? What do you think?
The thing with him is, if he doesn't get his chance now, he's only got a year left next year. And so you're getting buttons for him.
Yeah.
So just sell him now and make some money so you can get a new right back. Or what you do. If he does, it's whether he's going to kick on.
Do you want to take that one, Mark?
No, you know what? I have to plead ignorance. I didn't know where he was on the contract side, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I could agree with both of you. I think he's young enough that if given minutes, he could be developed. But if it's a situation where he's not going to get enough and he feels underappreciated, then I'd rather get something for him now than let him leave on a free.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he just doesn't seem to have had like that run in the team, does he?
He should have had his chance last year under Dyche, and then you had all that shenanigans where apparently Dyche slapped him and this, that, and the other, didn't you? So I think since then.
But I mean, having a look at Dyche, I'm not going to make a show about slagging Dyche off, but like, you know, if you look at his judgment, should we say, over Big Jake O'Brien for one, the kid couldn't get a game. Look at Jakey now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I was saying that for months. It's like, we got this huge kid, and they made such a big deal about bringing him in. Why isn't he playing?
Yeah, fantastic signing. I'm a massive fan.
I mean, I think he was Leon's second top goal scorer, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
The season before we signed him. Because he got to the cup final against PSG.
I'm going to finish this little segment with a question that I saw asked on, I think it was a Blue Boys Network podcast the other night. I thought it'd be a cracking one to throw in. Mark, I'll give you it first. So, Everton go to the States. They fly out to the States tomorrow. If we start that first game in America without any more signings, where are you at?
Not great. Not great, because I want to have a good showing, but if we don't have any backups, then I don't really want to run the risk of having guys get hurt before games that count actually start. So I think it would be, very wise at that point to play the squad players. But, and this is where I come in, I do everything I can anytime I'm involved in a footy event, watching down at the bar, whatever, to grow the Everton story and the Everton culture, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, it's hard to grow that lore. It's hard to grow that family if we're not going to be putting our best foot forward when they come here to play. The fans here want to see an effort be made, even though they are friendly games, but, we're paying pretty good quid to go out and see them. And we want to be able to run our mouth at the bar the way some of these red shite do, and these Arsenal fans.
Yeah, always the victim, never their fault. It's always them, isn't it, mate?
Oh, the worst.
I can't wait for the Derby show. I've got a friend of mine from work, Ryan, who's a big red, and I'm going to invite him on. And I said to Carl the other day off air, I said, answer me honestly. I said, what do I do? Do I let my pit bull from Michigan at him? I said, or do I put him on his leash? And Carl goes, fuck him, let him at him. Well, I'm looking forward to that show.
Listen, I what might be considered good banter here where I'm from might be considered religiously off limits there.
Lad,
because
not off limits.
I've gotten in a lot of trouble online. By trouble, I just mean people sending me, messages about how they want to kill me and my family. But I don't shy away from the red shite, and I'll tell you this much: I never started either.
No.
They're so lucky that most of the fans that they get from over here have never been to Anfield. They don't know where Anfield is, and they've gotten away by just getting all the telly clapping glory hunters. Whereas Everton fans over here actually know their history.
Yeah, do you know the other thing about it? Like, Carl knows, well, you both know, everybody probably knows what I'm going to say. Like, to be fair, that pattern is repeated in Liverpool. Every one of them cunts are from Norway. Lennon Airport every fucking Wednesday night is jam-packed with like 20,000 fucking Norwegians. Or something like 5% of their season ticket holders are from like L4, from Merseyside. The rest are all from fucking L4 Norway. Do you know what I mean? So,
My buddy Pete calls it Dodgy Accent Day. He says it's Dodgy Accent Day in Liverpool. You know what that means. Stay away from Anfield, folks.
we all love Liverpool. We all love Liverpool. Look at my little hat and my scarf I paid £35 for. Yeah, gotta love the Norwegians, mate. I've got nothing against Norwegians apart from the fact that their allegiance to like the shittest football club on the planet. Right, on to that happy note then. Let's move along to Accrington and Stanley. Go on, Carl.
Who are they?
Right, okay, so Accrington Stanley. So it was Tuesday evening, just gone, the 15th of July. It was a 7:45 kickoff. As we know, we drew 1-1 with them. 4-2-3-1 lineup. So we had the young kid Tyra in goal, Patterson, Keane, Branthwaite, Mikolenko across the back, Timmy Ibrahim and Harrison Armstrong in the middle, McNeil, Alcaraz and James Garner. And then they were all behind Yusuf Chimiti. Accrington's goal was at the beginning of the second half, the 50th minute, and Beto managed to win a penalty. Well, he didn't win a penalty, but he converted a penalty, smashed it into the top corner on 79 minutes. We made numerous substitutions, which I'll go over in a minute. Carl, give us your thoughts.
To be fair, the highlights I saw of it, I wasn't impressed at all. I mean, considering that was the first team that we had available, then of course it was a poor showing at times. Certainly chances we created, Chimiti should have had 2 or 3, probably in the first half. Patterson should have had at least 1. Yeah. I think he was through on goal and he hit the corner flag, or he was close to the corner flag. It was just ridiculous. So, I mean, I know it's a training exercise, albeit, you know what I mean? But you like to win these games and not draw them or lose them.
I think, pre-season is a training exercise. Like you say, confidence breeds confidence, winning breeds winning. Your thoughts, Mark?
I would agree with Carl. However, there was one silver lining in that, and I thought that Harrison Armstrong played fantastic.
Yeah, shout.
I only was able to watch, it wasn't just the 2-minute highlights, it was more like a condensed game. It was about a 10-minute clip. And he not only put in a couple of hot benders in on goal that the goaltender really had to leap out of his shoes to stop, but he was also key in a lot of, we call in hockey back checking. He was back in the field, tackling and transitioning the play in the other direction. And so I don't know what his contract is like. I know we just got him at the beginning of last year, I think.
Yeah.
Carl,
I can't help
when we picked him up?
No, I think he's come through the academy, but last year he went on loan to Derby after half a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an academy kid that's come through, and he's thought a lot of him for a while.
I think that's good. I think for now he is an absolute solid squad player.
I think he's going to end up going on loan, I think. I don't think Moyes will keep him for the start of the season. I think he wants more experience.
Okay.
But
either way... Yeah, no, that's just it. If he goes and gets some experience and comes back unhurt from somewhere else, then all the great for us. But he showed some signs of brilliance.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like the young lad. Is it Justin Clark?
Yeah.
That came in and played on the right. He's only 16, I think, or 17. And he was really good considering.
Yeah.
Is he the kid with the puffy hair?
I think he's player of the year, wasn't he? For the U team.
The future is definitely bright, I think, isn't it, with our kids? What were you going to say, Mark? Sorry?
No, is that Clark kid, the kid with the curly hair?
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is, because Heyman, he played a right back, I think. I think he's a centre-back, funnily enough.
Okay.
When he played right back, he came on at right back. That's when Patterson went over to left back.
Yeah, well,
they called his name quite a bit, Clark.
Yeah, you set me up nicely there, Carl, to be fair, because I was just going to list the substitutions. So 46 minutes, basically, for the second half. Big Jake come on for Jared Branthwaite. One of the young kids, William Taman, came on for Mikolenko, and Beto came on for James Garner. And in the 64th minute, we saw Justin Clark for Yusuf Chimiti and Isaac Heath for Charlie Alcaraz. All sorts of set substitutions. Everyone needs to put like a little bit of energy in the legs, don't they? I mean, for me, I think it was the first pre-season game. I think Accrington had played Blackburn, ironically, I think the week before. I think they got beat 2-1 there. It was, sorry?
It was the Saturday before, so the Saturday just gone. They played Devon and Hills on the Tuesday.
So, as usual, we're playing catch-up in pre-season. So, they had more, energy in the legs. I mean, I don't want to sound disrespectful. I don't know, it sounds like a fitness exercise, but I did expect a bit more. It's good to see the young kids playing. Some key players obviously were missing. Your Jordan Pickford, Ilian and Jai, amongst others there. So, it was 1-1, and it was a hell of a penalty, wasn't it, by Beto, I think?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I think that's where we lack. I mean, I'm hoping, obviously, with Barry coming in, we can get some creativity. That's what we lack, is creativity.
Well, Thierry Barry missed that game as well, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he's still on holiday, I think. I think he's back. He must be back because they're flying out tomorrow, did you say?
Yeah, they are.
He must, either that or you're going to meet them over there. So he'll be training from Monday, Tuesday with them. Yeah,
he's hooking up with the squad, I think, after his... I think he's in Miami. I think he's on vacation in Miami. Yeah, so he's going to have to kind of travel across the country and across the states to hook up with the boys. Did you have any last points on that one to make, Mark?
Do we know that all the new players are going to be traveling with the team over here? Do we have any hope of seeing them at all?
They're going to come.
Barry's coming out. Obviously, it wouldn't surprise me if sometime this week, say like Wednesday or Thursday, you see someone signing and flying over there.
Yeah,
because he tends to do that
second game.
Maybe even after the first game. Yeah, you've got that time to still get players in, signed, and meet up with the squad. It's so important.
Do you guys think that there's any validity to the article that said there's possible link of Richarlison coming back?
I think that's a late one if it happens.
The old Richarlison, I have been on record many times. I love that kid. I'd go down to North London and push him home in like a shopping trolley. I'd do anything to have Richarlison back. But we need a fit Richarlison, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a fit one.
The kid loves to play for the badge. You know, he won't even celebrate when he scores against us. I love that.
Yeah, he loves us. We love him.
I think he'd run up the motorway if he said, he'd run up here.
He would jog up, wouldn't he? He'd jog up the M1, wouldn't he? To get to to the Dixie over on Bramley Moor Dock there. All right, boys. So I'll tell you what, guys. Let's take a quick break there. A little word off our sponsors, the amazing Andy's Man Club guys, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds' time.
Life is hard, and we all have bad days. There are times when we feel we can't cope. This is the time we need to reach out and talk to someone. Andy's Man Club offers local support groups nationwide, running every Monday from 7 p.m, except on bank holidays. In these groups, men can open up about the issues affecting their lives in a safe, non-judgmental environment. Our clubs are designed to be free of pressure. There is no obligation for men to speak, they can simply listen if they wish. Find us today at www.andysmanclub.co.uk. Help one guy, save one life. Andy's Man Club, it's good to talk.
Okay, folks, welcome back. So let's go over the Blackburn game. So, similar to before, it was yesterday, a time of recording, Saturday 19th of July. It was an afternoon game, a 3 o'clock kickoff. Blackburn 1, Everton 0. Moisey went with a 4-2-3-1 again. This time, new signing Mark Travers made his debut between the posts. Patterson, Branthwaite, Big Jake O'Brien and Mikalenko, the defence. James Garner and Idrissa Garner-Gay in the middle. And then we had Njai making his first game of pre-season, Alcaraz, Dwight McNeil, and they backed up Beto. An early goal from Deneve. I saw it, I'll be honest with you, on the YouTube highlights. It was a shocking goal. The ball come over, no one defending, kid tapped it in the far post. Keeper couldn't do anything about it. Just a bad goal, really, to be fair. Mark, your thoughts?
Absolute dog shit game. Absolute dog shit defending on that goal. No goaltender in the world ever stood a chance on that. It went through 3 players at ground level. Dwight McNeil took a corner and kicked it all the way to the other corner.
And it's fault.
What's that?
It's always his fault.
Yeah, well, I mean, someone was giving him shit because when the camera looked at him a few seconds later, he was telling somebody to fuck off. But he deserved it because, I mean, he kicked it from one side of the pitch to the other. And look, I'm no professional player myself, but these guys to be making what they make should at least have the fundamentals down. You should know at what velocity and roughly how far you're going to kick a ball. That's a basic of the game. And for him to put it so far out of play for anyone else under regular conditions, no wind, no rain, no extreme temperature, that was an easy one to put into play. I don't know what they had drawn up, but that was terrible. I thought Travers actually played well despite the goal because there was the 2 free kicks that were taken at short range that he had to dive over, and so I think he's invested. I think he's pretty spry, and I think again that it was good business to get him for the fee that we got him.
Absolutely. Your thoughts, Cole?
I mean, I didn't really have a chance to watch I've caught a little bit of the highlights and whatnot, so I can't really give as much insight as Mark and stuff. But what I saw, it was awful. When you think about the team lineup, it was much better. It's probably 100% better than the first game, and yet we lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
the guy was really, really good on the day, but he's probably one of the few standout players from what I believe.
Yeah, I think, again, I'm going to use the old pre-season line. I'm going to agree with both of you over DMAC. That ball, things like that, shocking. I mean, but to defend him at the same time, he can play a set piece. Just yesterday, he's obviously off it, wasn't he? I mean, it'd be nicer for him to fuck up in a game like this than to do it in the Prem. So I'd accept it. And touch on your point, Mark, as well, about Mark Travers. I think it's got the 75th minute. I'm not sure it was the first. It was probably the second free kick. But what a fucking save. Yeah. He was the other side of the goal, and he come across. I don't know how the fuck he made it. It's a save that Jordan Pickford would have made, to be fair. It was a hell of a save. So, I mean, if this is what we got for like $4 million as our backup goalie, I mean, we all know, and I hope to God I'm not putting the commentator's curse on it, how fit Jordan Pickford is. He's very, very durable. But if there was, heaven forbid, a short injury or, I don't know, suspension or something stupid like that, international duty, whatever, I know it's only one game and I know it's a friendly at Ewood Park, but I think with his history as well, and the amount of games he's played a few games for Republic of Ireland as well, and stuff. I think I trust him, and it's one of those positions that we obviously needed to fill because we had the young kid Tyra, didn't we, Accrington, and that we need a guy between the sticks who's got Tyra will grow into a good goalie, but right now I'd prefer experience over anything. So I mean that's the positives I'm going to take from it. Having a little magician in Jai back, Travers settling in with a couple of solid saves. I mean, I think we move on, don't we? Really, just jump on quickly.
Were you not surprised Jordan didn't play in that game?
I am, but I thought it'd be 45 and 45. I thought Travers would have had the first half, JP would have had the second half.
Because I remember, I think last year he came back and he played the next day. I think in one pre-season game, I think it was the Roma game. He'd come back on the Friday and then he played Roma on Saturday and he played.
Yeah, I don't think I'm really surprised he didn't play. I mean, it would have been nice to have seen him, but I think we're sort of saved him. He's going to be between the sticks for the 3 games in the States, I think. I think we might see Mark Travers maybe the odd, second half or something, depending obviously the conditions, the heat and that kind of thing.
Maybe the first game you'll see that.
Yeah.
Jordan hasn't played a game, has he? So
that's it. So just basically finishing off with those substitutions there. So on the hour, Michael Keane came on for Idrissa Gana Gay. Harrison Armstrong came on for Njai. Isaac Heath came on for Nathan Patterson. And then 70 minutes, Justin Clark for Charlie Alcaraz, Chimiti for Beto, and Jensen Metcalf came on, another one of the young kids, for your friend Dwight McNeil. So they were the substitutions. Any final thoughts on the Blackburn game, guys? Carl?
Not, to be fair, yeah. I mean, it's all about the kids, isn't it? I mean, they're the ones that have shown. I mean, the likes of Justin Clark and it was Isaac Heath in the first game that got the penalty.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, if they're shining out, and as Mark said before about Harrison Armstrong, you know what I mean? It's them that are shining with the odd glimmers from Njai, who's only just started training, really.
Do you know, it doesn't matter what the game is. It's just being an Evertonian, isn't it? What are your final thoughts, Mark? If any?
Yeah, I mean, the kids got minutes, and that's all fine and well. There were a few bright spots in there. Considering how few games that we have left, I would like to start seeing a more, I would like to start seeing us put more of the starting players in these matches so that we can start to congeal as a team. And Jordan, did he have any kind of international duty over the summer?
Yeah, he played a couple of games for England, didn't he? They were playing. They had a couple of friendly games, didn't they, I think?
Yeah.
You never want to give these guys too much time off because then they're going to lose their edge. But I hope Jordan comes back fit and ready.
I mean, they tend to only have 2 weeks off, don't they, most of them in the summer?
Yeah. I think he's going to come back. Like his song says, he's fucking dynamite. He's going to come back, isn't he? And one hell of a tune, that, by the way. Whoever come up with that one, it's my favourite Everton chant, that one.
I mean, there is talk, I don't know if you've seen the rumours about they're throwing in another friendly behind closed doors against Port Vale.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure why it's behind closed doors. I mean, maybe it's something to do with final safety checks on Bramley Moore or something, but, it's another chance to get the guys fit, isn't it?
To be fair, when Moyes first took over, he wanted to take them to train and Bramley Moore, and he replaced the pitch, didn't he?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, little shout out as well. I'm not sure if you're aware of him, Mark. We've got a YouTuber over here, a local lad called Mr. Drone, and he's covered Bramley Moore, docked the building of it with his drone from the start. Yeah. Have you seen any of him?
I think I have. Pretty impressive and very cool to see the barn go up the way it did.
Yeah, so if you are actually listening, Mr. Drone, or watching us on the YouTube cast of this, thank you, mate. We do appreciate your hard work. So let's lighten the load a little bit, Mark. Tell us your origin story. Carl and I know this one, off air, but share with us how the hell you ended up coming to the greatest fucking football club on the planet, my friend.
Yeah, no lies told there. No lies told. My story is about as American as it gets. It's embarrassing, but it is authentic. I did not choose my team by watching the television. In true Everton lore, I was chosen. So my training ship when I was going to a maritime college, we go on summer cruise every year. And one of our stops was in Liverpool. And even though I had followed English football in the various divisions since about 1986, I did not have a team. Because I was the only one. I was watching by myself pretty much, so there wasn't anybody to influence me. I had no connections to any club. So my friend and I go ashore, and I don't know why this happened, but in Liverpool, there's a little guy on the street a little cart on the street with a guy selling jerseys from various football clubs, but he's not selling the local shirts. I'm not sure why you guys let that fly. But anyway, I said, give me an England one. So the guy gives me a Chelsea jersey. And now I'm walking around Liverpool on a Friday night in a Chelsea jersey, which was a bad idea. So I got confronted more than once, and I might add, never by a red. That town is blue. The only people to ever give me any shit were Everton fans. And finally, we ended up in a bar, one of my favorite bars in Liverpool called the White Star Line, which I've been to a couple of times since. And there was an old-timer in there, and he said, why do you support Chelsea? And I was like, I fucking don't. I bought this shirt because I'm in England, and I don't even know where Chelsea is. He said, okay. So the next day he came down to the ship and he opened up the trunk of his car. I believe you guys call it the boot.
Yeah.
And in there he's got two giant trash cans, Everton trash cans with Everton jerseys, Everton socks, Everton scarves, Everton passport covers. If it said Everton on it and they made it, he had it for me and my buddy. Then he took us out and gave us a tour of Goodison. And I thought, I've been in sports my whole life and nobody has ever reached out to me like that. And now I have an authentic and organic connection to a club, and I'm going to run with it. Now, that was 2008. We've had some really good seasons since then, still no hardware, but we've also had some difficult seasons. And in that time, I've absolutely fallen in love with our history and our culture. And so I spread the good word every chance that I can. I still haven't gotten any scraps yet where I've shed any blood, but I'm willing to in the name of the badge on the front. So love my blue bastards, and I'm looking forward to spreading the word.
Yeah, that's one hell of a story, that mate.
Love that.
It just goes to show as well, like, one, the city is blue. And two, that's every scout. Well, most Scousers that like. I think I told you the story first time we met online, Mark, the other week when we had that little Facebook Live about my pal in the States also. He's from Iowa, Justin. I know he listens to the show and stuff. He is like a converted blue. And I think you both know this story. I'm going to share it on air anyway. So anyway, he turned around and he goes, yeah, man. He said, like, I need to get some gear, like, to like represent the club, like over in Iowa. I'm like, yeah, man, go for it, blah, blah. So we have like a little chat, and that was like the end of that. A couple of weeks later, fucking says to me, goes, man, he said, I've got some Everton gear. He said, I've got a cracking deal. He said, on eBay. He said, I can't remember the price, it was dirt cheap. And he said, I got like a t-shirt. He said, I got a sweatshirt. And I got 2 jerseys. I said, did you, mate? Fucking hell, you've done really well there, lad. Well in. Good shipping to the States, the whole lot. He goes, yeah. He said, it's Gylfi Sigurdsson's shirt. And I didn't have the heart to tell him. I turned round. Now, what happened with Sigurdsson? Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't want no legal wrangles. Let's all be adults here. And I just turned round and I said to him, lad, you might want to kind of stick a fucking hoodie on over that or something. How unlucky could you be, poor bastard? But you know what?
I saw one.
Fair news, mate. There's walking around fucking Liverpool in a Chelsea shirt and nearly getting filled in by a load of Blues. Or there's walking around with Gylfi's shirt on. I'm going to leave it there. I really am.
Wow.
So yeah,
hey,
I really
to be
am.
fair to Gylfi, didn't that fizzled out, right? That turned out to be a nothing burger or not?
I'm not going to comment on air, Mark. When we stop recording, I'll have that conversation with you.
Okay, because I truly don't know. I don't get any articles about it anymore, so it just seems like it went away.
I think he's young boys now. Funnily enough.
Yeah, do you know what? This could go down No, I'm not even going there.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
So let's finish up then, boys, on that little keynote about the USA tour. So I'd say we've been going now for about 35 minutes, so you're all like well and truly used to it. Our new friend Mark from the States, our American correspondent. Mark, you will be attending one of the games, won't you? So it's Bournemouth first, then it's West Ham at Soldier Field, which I think you're at, and then it's the Manshite, isn't it, to finish off the tour?
Yeah, that's right. You got the Wankchester down there in Atlanta. You got us in Chicago, and Bournemouth is playing in Giant Stadium, which is right outside of New York City.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know anything about all the West Ham fanfare. I don't see their jersey a lot over here, but because I follow the Chicago Evertonians, I know that they got big things planned, actually. So there's going to be like a 3-day party going on at a bar in Chicago. And then there's some kind of cruise around the lakefront there in Chicago with Leighton Baines and
there's Leighton, there's Alan there, Evan, and who else was the other one? I can't think of who the other one was. The guys at Toffee TV are on it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one.
It's a big reception, and I know from visiting Goodison multiple times that the Chicago Toffees actually have a reasonable presence despite being, thousands of miles away. It's a pretty big group of people.
Yeah. So you're expecting fun there then? I mean, you guys like tailgate, don't you, before like American football games and stuff and that?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to tailgate because I kind of want to follow. I want to make sure that I'm with the rest of the Evertonians, the core of that. I think that bar's called AJ Schumacher's. I kind of want to be involved in anything that's going on organizationally in case somebody shows up, in case Bainesy decides to show up or Moisey shows up or something like that. I also want to kind of hear any announcements, hear what kind of plans they have for how we're going to get to the match, if there's any kind of march or anything like that. So we'll probably seek that out. But if there is nothing, then yeah, we're most definitely going to tailgate. My wife and I only live about 3.5 hours from Chicago. So we'll be leaving the morning of the match and trying to stay sober until noon, and then we'll get the party started.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, lad, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's that, bud?
I said it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Basically, get pissed whenever you
right.
feel it.
That's right. Well, the thing is, I want to stay sharp so that I can, do my duty as a correspondent. And but it's hard not to get emotionally involved. I mean, how often is it that your team comes over to play in a world-class stadium in a beautiful city? I'm not a fan of anything Chicago sports-wise, but it's a fantastic city, and I'm happy for the boys to get a chance to come here and see what kind of support we can give them.
Well, he wants to come to America, doesn't he? And he always does, even before. So
he does. Well,
yeah,
I mean, we are really happy to have your friendship and your input, Mark. As you know, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. You know, we're becoming like really good friends, aren't we, off air as well? You are responsible for getting me involved with the Michigan Wolverines. Go Blue!
No, glad to do it, and I feel the same. I just want to point out that with the way footy's changing, with the way it's become truly global, I think it's important for Everton to have a presence in the United States and elsewhere in the Western Hemisphere. I lived in Medellin, Colombia for 3 years, and there's not only a Liverpool-dedicated bar in Medellin, but there's also their academy has an outpost office in Medellin. They're recruiting in Colombia, which even though their national side hasn't been great, there's a lot of talent that comes out of there.
Yeah.
A ton. James Rodriguez, Jerry Mina, the list goes on.
Yeah, two Blues as well.
There's a lot of untapped money and untapped talent here in the United States, and I think if our club and our core group of fans embrace us, we can level the playing field with the crosstown dickheads and restore our glory and grow our name. That's what I want to come from this summer tour.
I mean, we've had a couple guys from the States. You know, we've had Timmy Howard,
yep,
Landon Donovan.
Yep.
Who was the other one we talked about the other week, Carl? Joe Max Moore?
Yeah, there was who's the guy that played for Fulham? What's his name? I can't think of his name. No, the other part, the striker, Brian McBride.
Brian McBride, yeah, of course. How could we forget Brian McBride? So, yeah, we will, guys. Our next show will be a roundup, round table now. The three of us just chewing the fat and chatting away about the results and the games. There's not been massive analysis except for maybe the game against West Ham where Mark is at, because I'm desperate, I'm sure quite a few guys are, to hear Mark's sort of perspective as a guy, as an American, a proud blue, over the water there, over the ocean. And I think that's going to be a fascinating show to do. So going to basically close off then. Mark, I want to thank you for your friendship, for being an amazing blue, for joining Carl and I on this podcast, and for being our American correspondent. Fantastic debut, my friend.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for having me, and it feels great to have a voice in something that has grown from your local neighborhoods. I feel blessed to be a part of it, and I'm truly appreciative. So it's been fun so far, and I'm looking forward to the ride, both with Everton and with the Wolverines.
Absolutely, amen. And Carl, a pleasure as always, mate. Like the world knows, we've been best friends since we can virtually walk, I think. So thanks for your input, mate.
Oh, mate, anytime. I'm always here.
All right, guys. So we're going to leave it there. One last thing to say to you boys: up the fucking toffees.
Up the fucking toffees.